Welcome to this module on the new concept from PEPFAR of the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health. The information contained in this module is designed for those providing HIV care, including physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and community healthcare workers, and for communities of people living with and affected by HIV. Webinars and workshops, where possible, may include a mixed audience of clinic staff and community members. The objective of this module is to introduce the new concept of the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health. After completing this module, you will be able to describe what is meant by the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health, list the 3 key components of the Therapeutic Alliance, and explain what is meant by client activation. In year 4 of our Fast Track Cities project, we are focusing on Cop21 priorities. These include health systems resilience to mitigate, adapt to, and recover from disruptions in HIV services, integrated, people-centered HIV services, community engagement, and the new concept of community agency or activation, which is the ability of people living with HIV to choose and act in the context of their health. Also, a new concept is the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health, which is the professional relationship between providers and recipients of care and the healthcare system. So what is the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health? The Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health originated in the field of psychotherapy, and the concept was first described by Sigmund Freud in 1912. Cop21 recognizes that recipients of care are critical partners with healthcare providers in ensuring their own treatment success. Therefore, Cop21 focuses on the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health. The Therapeutic Alliance is the vital partnership between recipients of care, healthcare providers, and the healthcare system, which is aimed at ensuring continuity of care and no treatment interruptions. 3 key components of the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health have been described. First, the agreement on goals of treatment and the concept of collaborative goal setting between clients and providers. Second, agreement on the pathway to achieving those goals and the shared decision-making that defines the path. And third, recognizing the importance of a trusted therapeutic relationship between healthcare providers and recipients of care. Goal setting serves a fundamental role in guiding rehabilitation so that a specific outcome is reached. Setting SMART goals is a useful way to ensure that goals are successful. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-limited. The agreement of goals between the client and the provider increases adherence to those goals, which in turn leads to improved outcomes. It improves patient satisfaction as well as motivation. All of these factors positively influence the Therapeutic Alliance. When clients are excluded from this process and goals are simply set for them, it creates a situation of dissatisfaction which will negatively influence the Therapeutic Alliance. A key goal for people living with HIV is U equals U, or undetectable equals untransmittable. An undetectable viral load means that HIV cannot be transmitted sexually. Take a moment to watch this short video about goal setting. Shared decisions help to strengthen the Therapeutic Alliance. Shared decision-making is a process of providing a client with information and supporting them through the decision-making process. Decision-making and decision support can be considered a 3-step process. Choice talk involves offering a choice, justifying the choice while considering preferences and checking reactions. Option talk involves listing options, describing options while exploring preferences, and examining harms and benefits. Finally, decision talk revisits preferences and moves to making a decision. So, to recap, the Therapeutic Alliance refers to the professional bond between the client and the provider. Key to the Therapeutic Alliance are communication skills such as active listening, friendliness, encouragement, stress management, and nonverbal communication. Also, practical skills such as simple and clear client education and provider expertise and training are key. The Therapeutic Alliance fosters patient-centered care with individualized treatments where needed and taking clients' opinions and preferences into consideration. Organizational and environmental factors are an important component of the Therapeutic Alliance aimed at retaining clients in care and avoiding loss to follow-up. These include differentiated service delivery, including community-based care and health facility-based care. Flexibility with appointments and care. WHO recommends visit spacing every 6 months. Multi-month dispensing, also ideally every 6 months. And an environment free of stigma and discrimination. Another key component of the Therapeutic Alliance is client agency. PEPFAR defines client agency as the ability of people to choose and act within the therapeutic relationship and jointly set achievable goals, such as achieving and maintaining viral load suppression and achieving U equals U. DSD models represent an important response to barriers threatening the Therapeutic Alliance as they aim to address the diverse needs of clients. The move to more universal access to DSD models has been accelerated in response to COVID-19 and should continue. Access to convenient, client-centered, confidential care is a critical element of the Therapeutic Alliance. In contrast, mistrust of the healthcare system or healthcare providers, stigma and discrimination, and low HIV literacy among clients are threats to the Therapeutic Alliance. Adolescents and youth have historically encountered difficulties with continuity of care and may have frequent disruptions in care. Adolescents may require specific interventions to ensure a positive Therapeutic Alliance is initiated at the time they initiate care, keep them in care and reach viral load suppression, ensure behavior changes such as condom use and avoiding alcohol and drugs, and teach essential life skills. Some barriers to adolescents accessing health services include consent requirements, unwelcoming environments, judgmental providers, financial barriers, low health literacy, lack of confidentiality, lack of involvement in the decisions that affect their lives, limited adolescent competency and skills of care providers, and stigma and discrimination at community and health facilities. Adolescents have the capacity to identify approaches or solutions that will best accommodate their personal circumstances or needs. When supported to make decisions about their own health care, adolescents are encouraged to remain engaged in care, take more responsibility for self-management, and facilitate the transition to adulthood. Adolescents need to take part in and influence decisions and activities related to their health according to each adolescent's evolving capacities. Involving adolescents in meaningful ways can transform their ability to live positively. Participation can foster their hope for the future, their sense of belonging, confidence and self-esteem, knowledge and skills, opportunities for future employment, and ultimately, their health. Patient or client activation is the readiness and willingness to take on the role of managing one's own health and healthcare. This concept emerged as an important contributor to management of chronic conditions, including HIV. Patient activation is a key concept in the push for patient-centered care. The Patient Activation Measure, or PAM, is a scale with 4 levels for determining patient engagement in healthcare. Let's take a look at these 4 levels next. The 4 levels of engagement in healthcare decision-making, as described by the Patient Activation Measure, include Level 1, my doctors and nurses are in charge of my health. Level 2, I could be doing more for my own health. Level 3, I am part of my healthcare team. And Level 4, I am my own health advocate. Some examples of client agency, keeping in mind the 4 levels of PAM, include taking an active role in my own healthcare is the most important factor in determining my health. I know what each of my prescribed medications do. I am confident that I can take my ART on time each day at home. I know what my viral load is. I know the importance of not missing appointments, such as clinic consultations, laboratory visits, and drug pickups. I know how to prevent further problems with my health. I am confident I can tell my healthcare providers my concerns, even when they do not ask. Let's take a look at a clinical vignette that illustrates key components of the Therapeutic Alliance for Health in action. Mr. Terrell Jones is a 56-year-old man who is employed in the construction industry. He has been experiencing sleep difficulties and lack of energy, motivation, and patience. Mr. Jones appeared uncomfortable when Nurse Kurtz met him in the waiting room, even though Nurse Kurtz smiled encouragingly when they sat down in the office. Nurse Kurtz made a joke about the weather in an attempt to help Mr. Jones feel more comfortable. Mr. Jones smiled and replied frankly, "Let me be honest with you. I don't want to sit and talk about my problems. I have enough on my plate without having to tell you about everything that is bothering me. I just want to be able to sleep and get my energy back. I'm afraid I'm going to get fired from my job." Nurse Kurtz gazed empathically at Mr. Jones. "Wow, it must have been really hard to come here. I'm sorry life has been so hard. How do you think I can be helpful?" Nurse Kurtz went on, "I really do love your honesty. Some people are not aware enough or brave enough to say what they feel. I'll really try to listen and understand you. I hope you will let me know if you feel I am or am not getting you." Nurse Kurtz and Mr. Jones discussed some medication and how it might help with side effects of Mr. Jones's ART. They also made a plan to increase Mr. Jones's socialization with friends and family, add sleep hygiene and melatonin as needed to improve his sleep patterns, and include psychotherapy when he returned in 1 week. "Hey, nurse, you're not so bad," Mr. Jones said with a broad, relieved smile as he was leaving. He firmly shook Nurse Kurtz's hand and stated, "See you next week." Please take a moment to reflect on these questions related to what you have just seen in the presentation. What do you think about the concept of the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health? Do you think it's helpful for your work? What do you think about the concept of client agency or choice in healthcare? Do you think the concepts in this training module will change the way that you relate to your clients? This is the end of this training module on the Therapeutic Alliance for Improved Health. Thank you for your attention and participation.